Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, great. We are live in Facebook. All right, and then let me make you the co-host so we're all set up with that.
Okay.
And that way you can let people in. Make you the host. Okay. All right, great. I'm gonna turn off my video and microphone for a second, and that way we can let people in. I'll get started soon, but we'll let people in. Oops. We'll get started in a couple minutes as we are admitting people in here. Welcome. We'll get started shortly in a couple minutes. So we're just admitting some people in right now. If you can, let us know where you're watching from today. That would be great. And happy Friday. Okay, I am going to go ahead and get started here because I want to be sensitive to everyone's schedule. And then also too, this is more like an open Q&A session. It's not like there's more flexibility. So I basically extended the invite to everyone to come in if they could and to ask some questions. And Jarrell, did you see any questions that were submitted at all in Facebook? I meant to check it right before I got on, but I did not. So, so did you see any questions that were submitted at all?
No, currently there's no question, but I already posted. I mean, 1 hour ago I posted, regarding the question and answer that we'll be doing today.
Okay. All right. Okay. That totally makes sense. Okay. And then also, let me do this. I wanted to. Okay. So that's that. And then I'm making you the host again, so you can help me with letting people in. Okay. Because I had to do something. Okay. All right. So now I will get started. I promise. All right. So, anyway, this is our Q&A session. And again, I want to give you the opportunity to ask questions. And it's also good to hear other people's questions. It's not just because they might have something that you haven't even thought of. It can be really helpful to have an open forum just to talk about questions. So if you do have any questions, please put them in the chat, or even you can hop off of mute. I'm totally fine with that. And if you want to ask a question, that would be great. So anyway, we have Tamara who's here, and then I think Dana was on the call too, although she might have had some issues with Zoom, because I know we've been having issues with Zoom. We definitely had our challenges with it. So anyway, but if you do have a question, put it in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and jump in with one of the main questions that I hear a lot. And the question is, Christine, what do I do if I am doing a job search right now? And while I'm still working, I'm trying to leave my toxic work environment. And I'm working a ton of hours. It's not the best situation. And I'm trying to find a new job at the same time. How do I deal with that? And the main thing is to not get stuck in that, toxic work environment. You have to set boundaries to take care of yourself. That's really important. But you also, part of when I first received, well, the times I've received this question, a lot of times it's like being worried about if they find out if you're doing a job search. You don't want them to know. And because it's a toxic work environment, what's to stop them from firing you if they find out that you are looking for a job? And what do you do even if you're asked, hey, are you looking? What if the HR person walks up to you and says, are you looking for a job? How do you answer that? Hey, you can work wherever you want. It is your prerogative to do that. Okay. So if you are asked in the workplace by HR or by your manager or something, are you looking for a new job? You can say, I would encourage you to be as direct with them as possible and be professional. Okay. So you could say, well, I am open to other opportunities. I would like to do more here, but we do have some challenges. And if you'd like to talk about them right now, let's have a sit down conversation and talk about them. But, I'm committed to being better and to growing in my experience and to having new challenges. So I am always open to new opportunities that stretch and challenge me. So you could say, and if they force you to say yes or no, I said, yes, if I have an opportunity that will challenge me and grow me and will help me to be better than yesterday, my answer is yes. So I want you to be in integrity. I don't want you to be uncomfortable, but sometimes, we might be put on the spot like that. So I really wanted to address that with you. I did put some things in the chat here to go over. I wanted to go over the biggest resource with you. Okay. Well, one of the biggest, it is the main resource, but it's the landing page. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and walk you through that. So let me do that right now. Give me a second. I thought I had it set up and it is right over here. So again, this is to walk you through the landing page. We provided the link in the chat like 2 or 3 times. So you could certainly click on it and follow along with me, although I am going to share my screen so that way you can see what I'm looking at. But we put this together for you so you'd have, I like to think of it as one-stop shopping, one central place where everything regarding the masterclass is. Okay. Now I do have buttons on here for you to do your clarity call with me if you haven't done it already with me. All right. Why? Why do I have these buttons? Well, number one, I do have a business as a career coach, and I would love the opportunity to work with you if it's a fit. Okay. But really the first step, I'm all about loving on my clients before they even pay me. I guess that's the best way for me to describe it. I am about being of service and providing value. And you don't have to pay me upfront for that. Okay. So that's because I'm all about being of service. So and this free clarity call that I do helps me to get to know you, helps you to get to know me, and is the number one way for me to help you. That's free. Okay. And then yes, I would love it. I would love it if you felt that there was a fit and you wanted to work together. That would be great, but you're under no obligation either. So again, I'm just excited when someone does book one of these calls with me, because it's an opportunity to learn about you, what you need, and then an opportunity to tell you how I can help you. So yeah, so that's why this button is on here. But there's so much more than just this button. So it has the video for each one of the days. So our first day, and then our second day, and then the third day, and then we will be loading yesterday's bonus day one. This is actually from a prior, like the last masterclass. So you can actually see it says it was like November of 2022. But we'll be uploading this updated one. And then this is an old Q&A too. So we'll be uploading the updated one for this so you can see. But we also there's some other goodies on this page that you want to access as well. I have a huge list that keeps on growing of recommended resources for you. It's books, it's podcasts, it's articles. So lots of different things to help you in your career. Definitely to help you in your job search if you are looking, or just to help you, be prepared for what's next, and even to get clarity on, I don't know what's next. So that's what that resource document is. And then the workbook, we put that in here too, as well as all of the slides. So this one, actually, I don't want you to be caught off guard, because the slides from yesterday, the title page says bonus day one, but really all the slides are from all 3 days. So they're all together. They're all put together in this one deck. So really bonus day one, because that was the recap. It was putting it all together. So this has all the slides for you in this one link. And then to help you and encourage you, I don't want anyone to ever think that, I don't want you to limit yourself. And really, we put so many limits on ourselves. We really do. And that's one of the reasons why I have these client testimonials. So I have these next on my page here. So this one is from Rebecca, and then this one is from Heather, and this one is from Melissa. But it also gives you an idea what it's like to work with me. Okay. Some of you haven't worked with a career coach. So what is that like? That's a big question that I get from people. And that's probably one of the top questions that I do get. So think of it this way. I think the biggest piece is you don't know what you don't know. And also too, being in a job search is very lonely. It's isolating. And even with your career, you may feel alone too, unless you maybe have been fortunate enough to have some good mentors. Not everyone is that way, is that fortunate. But it's, you really want to, encourage yourself and be there for yourself, but also tap into resources. And that's where I come in as an expert. Most people, when they sell their house, they do have experts helping them. They have an attorney, they have a realtor, they have all these other people supporting them with that. And think of me that way. I'm supporting you with your career. Tiger Woods and professional athletes, they have coaches because what they do is critical. It's their livelihood, and it's a big part of their identity. I want you to see it the same way with your work. I want to be your career coach to help you with your work and to really have it be where you want it to be, and you don't know what you don't know. That's why having that expert opinion, having my expert opinion to give you perspective on where you're at, that's what I love doing, is helping you. And then there's also the part two. I think I mentioned this on one of the prior days. I love working with marketing and sales executives and leaders because you're so great at selling and marketing something else, or a service, a product, whatever. But when it comes to you, that's where you need my help. But even though marketing and salespeople that's their sweet spot, many people, even outside of that, have a hard time. And that's where I can help you to really pull out, how you're invaluable to others. So you can nail it down, get the clarity on that, and also get clarity on what you're targeting in your next role. That is really important too. So again, here's the testimonials. And then, so the testimonials are only going to be, well, all of this entire page. The videos will not be available after the end of the month. So Tuesday is the end of the month, January 30th, 31st. So you have all this weekend to watch them, and then also Monday and Tuesday. It's important to give ourselves deadlines, because if we don't give ourselves a deadline, and if we don't put something in the calendar, the likelihood that we're going to take action on it is very small. So this is another way of me helping you. And that's another great thing. We're having a coach. I'm holding you accountable and really helping you to take action and not consume content, and not just talk, but to take action. So again, this is available through the end of this month. The videos are available through the end of the month. And then also the other really important thing on this page is to get your feedback. So I would love to get your feedback. I'm always looking to make this masterclass better, to improve it. And any kind of feedback that you can share with me would be great. It would be very much appreciated. And yeah, so if you could take just 5 minutes, this is a super easy form to fill out. But yeah, if you can provide your feedback regarding, even if you want to give me feedback on if you've done a call with me, but specifically the masterclass, we want to make this better. We will be doing it again this year, most likely. It's just we haven't determined when, and we do want to make this masterclass better. Here is, again, another button to do that free clarity call, because again, that's the best way that I can help you. And I have it down here too. So yeah, so that's this page that I wanted to share with you. And then I did put another link in the chat, and I wanted to explain that to you. So I'm going to stop my share. Okay, so the other link that I put in the chat, wanted to know, many people don't know about this, and I share this with people when I do my clarity call with you. So I actually work with a third-party funding provider, because I want to open up. I want to give you options. There are people that I talk with who, maybe whatever is going on with their work, they don't have the capital, they don't have the funds to invest in their career plan right now. Okay. And by me working with this third-party funding provider, you can do, if you qualify for funding through this third-party funding provider, then you can put together a career plan. We can work together. I can put a plan together for you, and my work with you would be custom to your needs. I'm meeting you where you're at. So I don't want money to be a wall that we can't break through. I want to help you to move forward and get have the flexibility that you need. So, so I wanted you to be aware of that. If you click on the link in the chat that I put in there, then that link will tell you if you qualify, because you do have to see if you qualify for it. So if you were to qualify for it, then instead of paying the total cost up front right before we start working together, with the funding, your cost would be about $270 a month for 2 to 3 years. Okay. And that would be for my 1-year coaching program. Okay. And then during that 2 to 3 year time that you're paying the $270, if you do want to pay that off early, you can without a penalty. Okay. So that's a nice thing. So it could be used, like, let's say someone is doing a job search and, they don't want to have the huge outlay in capital, or the larger, not that it's huge, but I mean, it's an investment of your time and your money and your energy. So it's definitely something to be taken seriously. So if you prefer, if it would give you more flexibility, instead of having this capital outlay on the front end and spreading it out, and when I'm working with my clients on their job search, we're working for them to find something under 90 days or less. Okay. And then let's say you do land that role that you were looking for, because that's what we're working on very hard. If you do land that role at the end of the 90 days, then, and maybe you decide then, because then you have the funds, you can pay off your funding, and then you won't have that. So that's one way that it could work. My other clients that I work with, when I'm working with them on a career plan, maybe they pay a little bit more, or maybe they're just putting it aside and then they decide to pay it after a year. They just want that. So yeah, so that's that. What other questions? So yeah, that was another main thing that I wanted to cover with you. This was good news that I wanted to share with you, and this is regarding one of our bonuses. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, or yeah, let me just go to that. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So let me share this with you. All right, so I'm going to share this because we covered this bonus yesterday, and originally it was only for yesterday, and I did not modify the slide to say that. But I chatted with Karen right before, when we messaged each other, right before I hopped on this. So, so yes, we did. We were able to award this awesome bonus of a Thrive Nutrition consult to someone. But Karen does have more slots available. So I decided to leave it open until midnight tonight. So I wanted to extend that. So I'd like you to take advantage of this. So if you can take advantage of this would be great. I might even actually, maybe we'll leave it open through the weekend too, because I know people are watching the replay and stuff, and this is just such goodness. And Karen is amazing. So, so yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we have it go through the weekend? And I think she had enough slots for 5 people. So, so yeah, so definitely consider this and jump on it, because it's a great opportunity to talk with her. If you feel your nutrition could be better, then you're going to want to talk with Karen. It'll be well worth your time. So, okay, so that was that share. And then let's see. The other big question that I wanted to cover with all of you is, how I think people, we all know this. I talked about the knowing doing gap on day 2, I think it was. And we all know how important networking is. Although, again, I like to call it connecting. And the thing is, you need to do it. You need to do it no matter if you're job search mode or not. And you can do it for as little as 5 minutes a day. So if I had to whittle everything down, I know yesterday I was talking about the one thing, the one biggest thing from each day. Okay. But if I had to whittle it down with all 3 days and I combined it, I would say the number one thing is to always be connecting. So, and it just take 5 minutes a day. Use LinkedIn because it's a great facilitator of that. And just message. If you could just message one of your connections, that would be great. And maybe the next day you try to make one new connection. Okay. So if you alternate, that could be a really good, simple strategy for you to do. But that'll help you. It will. And then I guess the number 2 thing, and this is something I always ask on the career clarity calls that I do with you, is you need to have clarity on your brand and on what you're targeting for your next job, on what's next. So think about that. And if you don't have the best clarity on it, then we definitely need to do a career clarity call, because I'll try to help you with that. And then we can see what else we can do. So, all right. So then we're going to be wrapping up. Jarrell, did you see any new comments? I know you're checking Facebook. Did you see any comments or any questions that came in?
No, Christine. I think they will ask question in the replays. Because there's a lot of people who are asking for the replays, and it's a good thing that we have it.
Yes, it is. It is a good thing that we have it. The replays are awesome. So that's one of the benefits of Zoom. And that reminds me too to say, listen to the replays. Try to listen to them more than once. I did say that, I think yesterday, how helpful repetition is. We forget about repetition, how it really helps us in our learning. Okay. So, so with your favorite books that you love, read them again. But this time, when you read them again, read a little bit and then try to take action. Read a little bit and take action. And then try to do the same thing when you're watching the replays. So you can always stop the replay, pause it, and say, okay, what am I going to take action on from this? All right. Because that way your learning will have more of an impact, and it'll just be a lot more valuable. Okay. So do that. And one last time to just try to wrap up this Q&A session. So again, here is the landing page. We will be sending this out to you, this landing page link too, in our email today. So we just need to make sure that we're doing that we have this link for you with the landing page, because we want you to be able to access all the resources. So, so we'll get this to you. We'll be sending out an email at the end of the day today with the replay. And then we'll be sending some follow-up emails too. So we just want to make sure that we answer all of your questions. So again, all the videos are on this page, as well as the other resources, my recommended resources for you, my workbook, and the masterclass slides, as well as some client testimonials too for you. So yeah, and then if anything, I hope you were pleased with all the value here that we really try to give to you today and this whole week. And if you can, what would really make the most difference to me, to help me, is if you can take 5 minutes to do your feedback. So that's my ask for you. If you can, go to the bottom of this page, give me your feedback. And then don't forget, the best way that I can help you is doing a one-on-one clarity call. So if you haven't done that already with me, make sure to do that. All right. All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend. I really enjoyed being with all of you. And I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful weekend and look for our emails. Bye now.